Within 1 or 2 seconds, we will able to.
हाँ आ गया मैसेज आया सर लाइव
Yes,
स्ट्रीम हो
yes,
रहा है
yes, ma'am. Yes,
हो
ma'am.
गया बाबू चलो now we can
Done,
start.
sir. Done, sir. Done, sir. Done, sir.
shall we begin
Gita ma'am, please begin.
Makhan sir
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
okay very good evening one sec got it a very good evening and a heartful namaste to the wonderful people attending this webinar today. It's a pleasure to be meeting you all on this virtual platform today. I sincerely hope that you all are doing well and are coping well with the turbulent and testing time we have been of late a part of. I also hope that you are full of positivity and taking best care of yourself. The future depends on what you do in the present, and self care is a primary step towards creating a bright future, not only for you, but for everyone around you. So, Team Devaditya wishes you loads of happiness and good health. We welcome you all to an interesting, I'll say yet again, an interesting webinar on social media, the game changer. Media. Media tends to create public opinion by providing their audiences with a realistic picture of the world, activities of the leaders, governmental policies, etc. Media also tries to build opinion through special articles, editorials, and commentary. Then what is social media? Social media is a platform where people share opinions, ideas, and information instantly and quickly. Social media is a computer-based technology and information through the building of social media is internet-based content. Then what is a game changer? I'm gradually proceeding to the words that have been used in our topic. So game changer is an integral part of this topic that we have selected for today. So game changer is something that is a newly introduced element or factor that changes an existing situation or activity in a significant way. We are going through a lot of uncertainty and negativity around this for sure. When people have lost their jobs, traditional jobs have lost their importance. Business is not just restricted to our boundaries. People have found new ways of carrying out their work. Innovation does need recognition and popularity to be meaningful and useful for the mass. Keeping these into consideration, social media has a dominant role to play. Social media platform has become a big platform for many. Consequently, we see too many ads being placed in front of us. It has changed the scenario completely and has provided varied options to connect, and that too on a deeper level. The social media helps us in many ways. To name a few, it helps in building relationships. It addresses the mass and gives people a wider platform. It's like a cultural exchange, idea exchanges, education, business platform, whatever we can think of as a human is available on social media. Like today, we are getting connected to so many such wonderful speakers around us, around the globe. That is also an outcome of social media. It helps us to showcase our expertise by giving us an opportunity to talk about what we know and help us to build ourselves as a brand. It helps in increasing our visibility. It helps us to educate ourselves. It helps us to develop a connect and, moreover, sustain our connections. So, we can say that social media is a coin with two sides, having advantages and disadvantages. One can, some of the advantages can be like one can reach large audiences. Like if we talk about some of the common social media platforms like YouTube, it has 73% of audience, Facebook 68%, Instagram 35%, Pinterest 29%, Snapchat 27%, LinkedIn 25%, Twitter 24%, and so on. One can have a direct connection with one's audience. Then one gets access to paid advertising services because of social media. One can build oneself as a brand because of social media. So many nobodies have become somebodies all because of social media. One can evaluate one's performance. One can join social media networks for free. One can create virtual content and get recognition. One can uncover valuable insights. And there are certain disadvantages as well, like many a times negative impact which we get through social media does impact a person at a deeper level. Then you open up to uh, you open up the potential for embarrassment when you end up sharing too much on social media. Campaigns are time consuming. One has to wait to see results. Social media can be a boon or a bane. It can make us or mar us. Using it skillfully is the art we all need to master. This is what we are attempting to discover as an outcome of this webinar. In the words of our very own Mr. Indra Bhuvan Kumar Singh, sir, I'm going to use this line in Hindi. Like when he was discussing about this webinar with me, he told me, सोशल मीडिया एक ऐसी चीज है नीता मैडम जो हमको बना भी सकता है और हमको मिटा भी सकता है. So I think this is the essence of this particular topic that has been selected for today. So this is what we are attempting to discover as an outcome of this webinar. Well, this webinar today is a thoughtful initiative of Devaditya Foundation to throw light on the role of social media in changing our lives. So on behalf of the proud family of Devaditya Foundation, I, Dr. Meeta Shah, I extend a heartful welcome to all for a yet another edition of this International Webinar. Now, without taking much of your time, I would introduce our eminent guest for today. I would welcome all the lovely guests and our esteemed participants today for this international webinar. Now, without taking much of your time, I would introduce our eminent guests for today. Our first guest for the webinar is Ms. Wilima Dalus Barbosa from Brazil. Ma'am has graduated in Portuguese, Spanish, and English languages. She has postgraduated in teaching English language. She has worked as an English teacher for 16 years. She has worked in public as well as private schools and received invitations as an eminent guest for various webinars and seminars. She's also associated with various international organizations as a member and has worked on various international projects. She believes in holistic development of her students, and her teachings helps her students to develop confidence and develop faith in their abilities, which is indeed what we need today. We feel proud to have such a dedicated teacher with us here today as a guest, and we welcome you, ma'am. Our next guest is Mrs. Akansha Aneja from Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, India. Ma'am is a career coach, educator, convener, keynote speaker, head counselor, and executive trainer, Oxford EduServe Advisory Board member, and executive director, RTD's Talks. She has received Best Achievers Award 2021 as the title of Energetic Educator Award by the Magic Book of Record, IIU Satyaburg Global SDG Inspirer Award 21-22, Women Equality Day Award 2021 from ID Bayan Foundation, and many such awards. She has received Certificate of Appreciation from Global Talk Educational Foundation. She has worked as an executive member in program organized by Green Care Society Mission Green Earth in 2015. She has actively participated in Voice of Bard, a tribute to Shakespeare, as a participant and trainer of the students in performing the stage play on various plays written by Shakespeare in 2019, 20, and 2021. She has various articles published on her name. She has been invited as a keynote speaker for various events of high repute. She has memberships of various recognized bodies, lifetime member of GRK QSF International Education Community to inspire and live. This is indeed an impressive and illustrious profile. We are really happy to have you with us here today, and we welcome you, ma'am. Our next guest is Daisy Galgana from Philippines. She is a licensed professional teacher, graduated Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English at the University of the Assumption, Philippines, graduated Master of Arts in Education, major in Administration and Supervision, taken up Doctor of Philosophy, major in Educational Management, resource speaker with specialization in English communication, arts and skills, teaching skills as a second language, educational management and leadership. She's a certified trainer for events management, consistent awardee as an outstanding teacher of the year, with excellence award as senior high school teacher awarded by Lead Philippines, VIP member of Leadership in Education Academy and Development Philippines, Peace Ambassador Philippines awarded by Moyor Bongki Foundation, registered by Social Welfare, Ministry, Government of Bangladesh, professional member at Global Institute of Professionals, honorary country head for SK Educate India, educational ambassador Philippines awarded by IIU. We are proud to have you with us here today and we welcome you, ma'am. Our next guest is Ms. Bagumila Bobiak from London, UK. Ma'am is an entrepreneur, business consultant, researcher, mental health specialist, model, her achievements comprises of many publications in the field of flexible thinkers for new ideas, inspirations, and adventures. Along with all this, she's also a globetrotter, nature lover, and fascinated by our very own India. Thank you, ma'am, for willing to organize Zoom meetings to talk and support women. We welcome you, ma'am. Our next guest is Ms. Prishni Kariyavasu from Colombo, Sri Lanka. Ma'am conveys extensive leadership, a professional lecturer, and a personal coach. She has completed her bachelor and master's degree in business administration. She has an experience for more than 16 years in the fashion and cosmetology industry, comprising of her own clothing brand, Key, which describes embrace the standout of elegance. She's working on retaining inner peace, approachability, and graciousness amidst her clothing brand, achieving fashion designing at the Malaysian Institute of Art. She's also the founder of Grooming with Gresh personal growth platform, grooming mind, body, spirit, soul, and career, sharing knowledge on how to be the best version of themselves and making the world a better place. Ma'am, we are really happy to have you with us here today, and we wish you best luck for this transforming journey which you have undertaken for the women around us. Our next guest is Ms. Bagumila Bobiak from London, UK. Ma'am is a CEO and founder for Women Empowerment Partners of Miss Heritage World Global International Human Rights Commission, Chairwoman Philippines, and ma'am is a true businesswoman. We are proud to have you with us here today and we welcome you, ma'am. Our next guest is Dr. Amra MC Rajic from Bosnia Herzegovina. Ma'am has a doctorate in education. She has been employed at JU Center for Education, Upbringing and Rehabilitation of License, Listening and Speech in Tuzla. She has worked as a special educator in the classroom, subject teaching, and in the preschool department. She was given the highest grade for her contributions in 2011 students. She scored 130 points and gained a higher professional title, that is the teacher counselor. She has participated in numerous symposia, conferences, roundtables in the country and abroad as lecturer. She has traveled widely around the world, author of numerous scientific and professional papers published in the country and abroad, 50 scientific and 30 professional papers to name. Currently, she is writing poetries and waiting for the publication of her first book of poetry entitled Rose in the Heart. In 2021, she was shortlisted for the Global Teacher Award. We welcome you, ma'am. Before giving this event a green signal and a formal start, I would like to introduce the organizer of this webinar who has put in his best efforts to give wings to his vision by formally organizing these webinars. The captain of our ship, that is the team Devadit, Mr. Indra Bhuvan Kumar Singh sir, the most loving, understanding, and humble human being I have ever come across. He is a person who thinks much beyond his personal benefits and works for the upliftment of his society. And with these international webinars, I would like to mention that he's working for the upliftment of people all around the globe. His initiatives are an add-ons for the empowerment of the society. So he's not just concentrating on women empowerment, he's working on people's empowerment. So here I extend a very warm and a heartful welcome to Mr. Indra Bhuvan Kumar Singh sir from Tanzania. Sir is a CEO at METL Agro Limited. He is a CEO, business head, mentor, coach, and entrepreneur trainer. He has over 15 years of experience. Sir has a book entitled The New Ways of Self-Transformation on his name. All I can say is that please keep organizing events like these and contribute to bringing about the change through creation of awareness. And I would like to mention again over here, sir, sir is not a person who wants people to talk about him and read out his profile and praise him. But I personally believe that if I'm not going to talk about him or just read about his achievement, how would the people around come to know about it and feel and be happy about this crowd association? So, sir, please forgive me for introducing you again today here. Your profile is something that is worth mentioning. All I wish to extend a warm welcome to the indispensable part of our team Devaditya, and that is the technical coordinators, Professor Makhan Kumbhakar and Professor Shweta Rai from Indore. Now, over to you, Mr. Indra Bhuvan Kumar Singh, sir, and today we are going to bring about a change whereby now Devaditya Foundation is something that people actually know about. People know that you are worth what is your vision through Devaditya Foundation. So today I would be very happy. I really wish to explain it to the audience the reasons behind coming up with this topic for the webinar today. What made you consider this topic for this webinar today? And then I would also like wish that you would introduce our first speaker and give this webinar a over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Mita ma'am. Is I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mita ma'am, for your wonderful introduction and nice introduction of all our guest speakers. And first of all, I would like to pay my heartiest thanks from my bottom of heart to all my guest speakers who accepted my invitation in a very short span of time, from UK, from Philippines, from Australia, from Sri Lanka, so from Brazil. So really, it's we are all humbled and honored, and all our speakers are with us today. So before start of this webinar, very rightly said by Mita ma'am, why I selected this topic today for this international webinar. Social media game changer. If I'm not wrong, if we talk about this, all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, it is extra, whatever. From last 2 and 3 years, that all platform was there. It's not like that it was not active. This all platforms was there, but the current pandemic situation, this COVID especially, I think so, this pandemic has changed the definition of social media and online media. Because of the traveling restrictions, because of people cannot go to office, they have to work from the home. So this online media has gained too much popularity and too much importance. So we can say it like that. This COVID has given us one opportunity. As in many webinars, I'm always telling, every crisis has an opportunity. Every problem has a solution. So in the same way, this current pandemic situation They given us chance, they given us opportunity to leverage, to encourage this online platforms for the benefit of society, for the benefit of humanity on a large scale. Now, how this social media can change anybody's life? Yes. In a nutshell, if I can brief this, social media importance. Social media can make you or social media can break you. Social media is game changer. Many people are doing many things in their personal life or in their social life or professional life. But when any people, any person, if he is able to replicate those achievements in an effective way on this online platform, then he become a star or he become a successful person. He become a viewer. It's a very common phrase in terms of business or marketing. When your any customer is dissatisfied on offline media, he is going to tell 6 people. He's going to, you can say, do negative marketing to 6 people. But at the same time, if that guy is going to narrate his negative story or negative feedback on online platform, it is going to replicate to 6,000 people. So you see the change and impact. So it can harm you in a very large scale. For anybody, it's for any particular brand or company or celebrity, whatever. So social media has their own equity, has their own power to give you space, to give you platform where you can present yourself in a very, very sophisticated way, in a very nice way, so that your brand equity should not tarnished. Your brand equity should not be affected. Otherwise, whatever you have done, hard work in last 10 years or 20 years or 5 years, all will go in vain. All will become useless. So what is the bottom line here? In social media, you should be alert and careful. How to use and when to use and where to use. How, when, and where. These 3 things are very important on online platform. So in current scenario, we should accept this new business line, social media platform, as an opportunity and try to encash as much as you can. Because earlier days, if you are doing hard work, it will take time to get notice, to get popularity. But now, the time has been changed, situation has been changed. If you are doing fantastic on your offline and you are able to replicate on online in a nice way, you can get a more image, more success. So it depends on us how we can use this social media for the benefit of our organization or for our own benefits. So it all depends on our will. So I will not take too much time. So So this topic is a very interesting topic, and I hope so today our audience will get some good knowledge from our all eminent speakers from all across the world. So let's start with the first speaker of this webinar, Miss Vilma ma'am from Brazil. So over to you, ma'am. Welcome to Devaditya Foundation, and let's start with you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning from Brazil. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure getting to know you all. I'm sure we are going to exchange knowledge, and that's wonderful. So today, let's talk a little bit about social media, how it can change our lives. And as Dr. Aaron said, social media changed our lives completely this last 1 year and a half due to pandemic. It was always there, Facebook, Instagram, the social media, but we were not using that. And due to the pandemic, unfortunately, it was a bad thing. Thousands of people died, but we had to find a way to teach our students from home, and social media was the way we found. And thanks to that, today we have the opportunity to get to know people from all around the world. We have the opportunity to give our students the opportunity to communicate with the world. As I'm an English teacher here in Brazil, then I learned to prepare meetings, international meetings. Then my students are communicating with teachers and students from all around the world. And it has been a wonderful thing because they have been feeling more empowered. They have been feeling more confident. And this is wonderful because can you imagine some years ago, all of us here from all many different countries and talking and learning from each other, probably it wouldn't be possible if we hadn't had the COVID, because due to that, we had to learn different ways. We had to search different ways of learning, and social media was the thing that we found. But we have to guide our students on how to work with the internet because they are using their cell phones all the time, and we have to guide them because, as we know, we can make it a good thing. We can make our lives or we can destroy our lives. So we have to guide our students on how to post things, and we can also guide our students what kind of things they will learn from the internet. And it's also really important that we guide parents as well, because we have to be aware what our students and kids are doing on the internet, because it can be really dangerous. Because if you are not aware, maybe they could be talking or watching some videos that is not proper for their age. So it's our role as teachers and parents to guide our kids and students. And due to the pandemic, we stopped doing many things outside. We are inside, we are stuck in our bedrooms, mainly the teenagers. They are stuck in their bedrooms using the cell phone all the time. And now, most of the countries, students are going back to school, and they are forced to stop using the media they had been using for a year and a half, and it has been difficult for the students. I have been talking with my students and asking them how are they feeling about that, because they were stuck in their bedrooms, they were feeling safe there, and now they are going back to school. And in many schools, unfortunately, they haven't been allowed to use the cell phone anymore. And then they were used to that because it was faster. They were doing many things at the same time. They learned to be so active. And now back to school, they are there without their cell phones, and they had to relearn how to concentrate again, how to pay attention to the teacher. And it has been really difficult for them. So we had to teach our students again how to concentrate. We had to teach them again how to pay attention, how to socialize with their classmates. and everything is new now for them. But some schools now, they don't give the students the permission to use the cell phone in class. We were using online meetings to communicate, and now we are back to school. But I think that many schools, we could and we should continue using the social media, because all kids have their cell phone, they have access to the internet, and so we could use that in class. Can you imagine a geography class using Google Earth, for example? It would be really interesting for students. They would be more interested, they would learn more, and continue using the social media with the students in class, because they were used to that. It's a new word now, and we can't stop using that and go back as we were teaching before. We have to use the media to teach our students, because they were forced to do that for almost 2 years. So the way we were teaching changed completely, and we can't ignore that. We can't pretend nothing happened. We can't pretend these 2 years were not different, because before the pandemic, students were in class, they weren't allowed to use the cell phone, they weren't used to do different things at the same time, but they changed it. And now that they are in class, we can't ignore that, because their way of learning is different. And we as teachers, we have to incorporate that into our classroom. We have to teach in a different way, because if we continue teaching like we used to teach 3 years ago, students won't learn anymore. They won't be engaged, because they were forced to learn in a different way. So we as teachers, we have to change the way of doing that, and we have to use the social media to do that. We can use Instagram, we can use videos on Facebook. Here in Brazil, Facebook is not used as it is abroad. Here we use more Instagram, and then we can use that to make our students learn more. So I've been doing that with my students, and I've realized that they have learned more and they have enjoyed more. They have been preparing videos and audios, and they have been communicating with students from another countries. I was able to manage, continue doing that, and it has been a great success, because I realize my students are still motivated, they are still eager to learn, and they aren't finding coming back to class, being there, sitting for 3 hours. They haven't been thinking that is a boring thing, because I have been incorporating different things. I have been using the media. I have been contacting with teachers from different countries. So the way we are teaching now have to be different, and we have to use the social media. We don't have to be afraid of using the social media. Most teachers, they don't all, school and teachers, they don't all, the students use the cell phone, because they say that they will be using the Instagram, they will be using the WhatsApp. And I can't say it's a problem. If we guide them, if you guide them how to use that to learn our subject. I teach English, then I ask them to change the language on their cell phone to English, and I have been using emojis with them, and they have been preparing presentations, and we can use everything. We can use the social media to bring our students to learn more and more. So what I have to say is, we don't have to be afraid of social media. We have to learn and guide our students how to use it, and we have used it a lot in our favor. So let's use the social media, let's communicate, let's not stop doing that, and not be we don't have to be afraid of that, because it can be a friendly thing, and we have to enjoy using that more and more. That's all from me. I'm really thankful for the opportunity. I'm so happy to be here learning from you and sharing with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you for this wonderful session or wonderful expression. on usage of social media from a teacher's perspective, and I would say from the perspective of a passionate teacher. You have very well explained that how COVID has provided opportunities, and it has helped us out to take our teachings in new ways. It has actually opened doors to a certain extent, and we, as teachers, we have made our teaching innovative in many ways. And one more thing that you have explained so well, ma'am, is that this COVID has given us two options. One was to either make us, and the other was to destroy us. So social media has definitely given us the option to make us, to help us survive, learn new ways of living our lives. So thank you so much for this session, and we look forward to this association with you for a long term. Thank you, ma'am.
I thank
Now I
you.
would like to invite upon our next guest for this particular webinar today, and that is Mrs. Akansha Aneja. Over to you, ma'am. Akansha, ma'am.
Ma'am, thank you so
Hello.
much. Hello and greetings to
Hello.
all the dignitaries and educationists. Myself, Akanksha Neja. I am educator, I am career coach, and I'm speaker also. And before I start, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Indra Bhuvan Kumar Singh and Devaditya Foundation for such a bright platform to speak upon. It's a real great pleasure to be part of this. Thank you so much. Our topic today is social media, a game changer. Yes, of course, it's a game changer. We all now we all do trust on this statement. Let me start with what is social media first, and then I'll be taking this topic towards a little side, not exactly the game changer, but the way we can handle situations here. So, social media, why it is important? It is important because it allows you to reach, nurture, engage with your target audience. If we talk about schools, the target audience becomes our children and the parent. So, no matter what the location be, no matter what the people be, this platform has helped us to create a very good bond with our teachers, with our other colleagues, with our students, with their parents, and whatnot. We never thought that we would come on such a platform, sitting at home in our very ease position and talking to our children with such an ease. No, nobody had thought that such a strong relationship would be built within this, this era of entire people where they are just searching for not to talk to anyone and discuss anyone. We are now connecting ourselves on such a platform. So why I think this topic has to be there, why things are, this way. So let's talk about one more very important thing, which is social media and impact of social media on children, especially. Because you know what, everybody can come out of such kind of a situation, but children, they're developing, they're learning, and in between, this corona came, and when this corona came, nothing more negative but the relationship, that physical touch of a teacher with the children was very, very much lacking. So we thought to connect, and the way of connect was Zoom or Google or Facebook or Skype, and a lot many medias, platforms that were given. But you know what? Parents had something in their mind. Once I give this charge to my child, there'll be something that I cannot think upon twice or thrice, that what my child will be doing in my absence. So when we calculated the positive impacts of social media, we also came across the negative impacts of social media. And here came the one basic thing, the problem that a parent had. So I will be briefing on the point how parents can make their kids smart about using this social media. So for this, we can begin with the researching on the impact of social networking site, and we can also educate our children about the pros and cons. We need to talk about the stuff they're searching. We need to tell whether this stuff is actually good for them or not, whether it'll be earning them anything or not. And then also we need to tell them, we need to actually educate them that how they might grow or how this would impact on a very negative sort and on their own image. As sir also said, it can, social media can either create you, or it can also destroy you. So if we talk about creating, yes, connections would be building up. But if we talk about destroying, if any of the wrong decision is taken by a child under, if the guidance or presence of parent or a teacher is not there, there might be a problem. We all know about blue whale game. We all know about such drastic things that have happened. Children have not talked to their parents, and suicidal cases have been there, and India has lot many such cases. So to avoid that, parents, they need to change their mindset. They need to talk to their children. They need to discuss these things very, very clearly. Moving to next, we need to encourage our children to engage more in real life communication with the people. I met somebody online and that person became my friend is not working. You need to have a real life communication, and you need to be, you need to value the relationships. Once you are a friend, you need to value that relationship. Not like fair weather friend or a money friend. No, not like that. You need to value the relationship. So even if you, engaging yourself in a relationship online also, you need to value that. Coming to the next, instead of constantly lecturing, about the bad influence of media, or encouraging that they should stop watching or engaging themselves on social media, we should now opt for, social engagements in the way of hobby. Like I myself, my son is small, sorry, and he used to like watching television, and then he started using WhatsApp within no time I could make out. So what I started with him was, I started to make him engage in this WhatsApp Zoom meetings. He started learning things, and to my, I was really proud to see that my child started doing activities which I never taught him, because he was on WhatsApp, he joined the Zoom link which was taught, and he started learning things. So this is something we can do. We should not only give them bad impact, we should also try to teach them with the good and the positive impacts. Coming to next, social media platforms constructively, they are used to enhance the learning or to collaborate with others who have similar interests. Teaching our children how to differentiate between what has substance and what is not worth spending on. Excuse me. Now, talking about what is good for them. Not every child suits with every kind of a hobby. If I love dancing, it is not necessary my children also love dancing. So we need to now analyze their interest, and we need to help them collaborating with their similar interest people. This will not help them indulging into wrong or bad practices. Rather, it will help them developing themselves. Love can be anyhow. It has to be for the passion, the hobby they have. And if it happens this way, it will not be worth saying that it is a time that has been wasted. These are few points that I want everyone to focus on, as we all are dealing with these tender hearts, and we, all the time we kind of try to sometimes we try to create a picture in front of these little ones that some things are good, something are bad, but we need to tell them, we need to give them logics that why these things are good, why these things are bad, why we want them to do something, why we don't want them to take a step on some things, or why we want them to avoid some things. So this is somewhere projecting what we have taught them. And if we have taught them something good, definitely it will turn up into something very positive and good, right? Talking about the last thing that I wish to mention is keeping, we should trust our children, that's definite. We should be very positive, but there should be a supervision on which kind of things they are doing. Like if we have given them phones, if we have given them laptops, iPads, we need to have a clear picture what all things they are being engaged in. Then if the child is often upset after looking at their phones and they're talking online or they have something, then there is some emotional content that is making them worry. So
Hello, ma'am, you are
It
muted.
is just not this social media focusing on regarding IQ level. We are not focusing on only the IQ level. We also have the EQ level. We all know about that. So if we talk about IQ level, that's all right. But here in today's society, in today's life, we need to focus upon the emotional quotient as well. So emotional quotient is disturbed when something online, nowadays online, if something is not happening good. If say like if I'm engaged in a game, I'm not winning that game, it'll impact. It'll impact emotionally. I'll be sad. I did not win. So something like that has to be taken care of. And before I wind up, I just need to wind up saying emphasize the difference between social networking and real life. Not everything on social life is real, and not everything in real life can be on social networking. So with these points, I would just say that social media should be used moderately to stay in touch with times and trends. But anything that is happening in exceeding the limit, that will definitely create a bad impact on us or on the society. That's it from my side. Thank you again. Thank you for being such wonderful listeners. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Akansha ma'am, for this wonderful expression of thoughts. And some of the points that I could note down from your session were like, you also emphasize on the fact that social media can either create you or destroy you. It's up to us how we are taking it. Then you emphasize on real life communication, because to a certain extent it is felt that we stay so busy on social media that we stop realizing that there is somebody sitting next to us. So to a certain extent, social media, being busy on that, updating status, updating our daily life stuff is not everything that matters. The person sitting by our side is also equally important. Then the way you have expressed about engaging the students, and the way you shared your example of how you have engaged your student and who was staying busy on WhatsApp and made it fruitful for him. So that is really credible, and it is definitely a learning lesson for the teachers around. And that you have emphasized the responsibility of the teachers. Teachers are not just supposed to engage themselves in uh, coming up with innovative techniques. They also have to come up with activities through which they are involving the students, that is, they are engaging the students, and they are also holding themselves responsible for the improvement or any kind of deterioration in the students. And the most important is that we need to trust our children, and but at the same time, we also need to have a vigilant eye on what our children are doing. So not only the parents, the teachers also need to have the vigilant eye, and they have to save their students or save their children from the harmful effects of social media. And lastly, uh, you have emphasized on EQ level. These games that we are going, that children are becoming addicted to because of social media, they does have an emotional impact on the students. So we have to ensure that we are not just working over building up the IQ level of our children, we are also working over development of the EQ level, that is the emotional quotient of our children. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and we would definitely look forward to some of the questions after the speakers have completed the session. So please be here with us, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to invite upon our next guest, that is Daisy Galgana, ma'am, from Philippines. Over to you, ma'am. Makhan sir?
Who?
Daisy ma'am is there? Has she joined in?
Can check, please.
Hello?
I think so. She's not online.
She hasn't joined, sir? Daisy ma'am?
Daisy ma'am not joined.
No, ma'am.
Hello?
Can you move
No,
to
ma'am.
next?
Hello.
Okay. Daisy ma'am, are you there?
Which one?
Daisy Galgana ma'am from Philippines. In this one, sir, can I invite
You can invite Jesse. Yeah, you can invite Jesse, ma'am.
Can I invite Bogomila, ma'am? Ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, I am there.
Bogomila from London. Yes, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy I can be part of this fantastic webinar. Thank
Over to
you,
you, ma'am.
and everyone for invitation. And this is the reason why we can appreciate social media, because otherwise we would never meet like that. So I'm really happy. Thank you very much. I'm Polish. I live in London. I am a business consultant, actress. I do everything. And the most important, I'm in love in India. So happy, happy to be again in this Indian team. We are talking about very important part of our life, because I think we should say that social media are now part of our life, part of our lifestyle. If you want or we don't, it is how this world exists. And we have agreed or no, but social media every day with us. Yeah, we are going to sleep thinking or using social media, and some things which were said now, or it's everything what we know. The social media are important. It's what I said, they're part of our life, that we can connect, they help us a lot with our work, because people can work online. Kids, like you said before, kids can learn more using different platforms. We can organize webinars, we can meet, we can plan something, we can organize events online. It is everything what we know. What I want to talk about, it's about this dark part of social media, who for sure exists. I don't want to say the social media are wrong. There is something what we should avoid. There is something what we should be careful. But everything, even if it's very beautiful, everything it's part of our life as this dark part. I am a business consultant, and always I started, this very helpful, from this dark part. What can happen from this risk assessment? What can happen just to avoid this situation in the future, or to be ready with the situation? It is like some of you say that you try to guide your students, to tell them what is how to use social media, because social media can destroy our life. I want to talk about how social media affect relationships. Doesn't matter what kind of relationship we are in. If it is a relationship husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or people who are getting to know each other, or even friends, they both, most of them, they use social media. I am involved in many communities. In the UK, we have a Facebook group of Polish women who live there. It is around 35,000 women. So it is like, a massive power. And we share different information, we organize events, we support each other. I am also involved in Indian community in Poland group, where we help each other. We help Indian people who come to Poland to accommodate, because it's completely different culture, to help them with any simple things like bank issue, or renting the flats, till something important like visa. We are in touch with embassy and stuff. And that's why I organize, especially during lockdown, many meetings with women. Meetings where the reason of those meetings, Zoom meetings, was not only to connect, because it's normal that we were locked in our houses and we couldn't talk. So the reason wasn't only to connect and to talk about life, about everything, to see another face than people who live in our house. It was about supporting them, about sharing information about how COVID affect their relationship, and how social media affect their relationship, both. I wrote a story based on my experience, or experience another woman who trust me enough to share with me their stories. The story was about about woman involved in a relationship with a man who was so deep involved in social media that he just lost his mind completely. He was looking for chatting, connecting to another woman all the time. They were in a relationship few years. It was a story published online. They were in relationship few years, and she couldn't win with social media, with Instagram, because this man all the time he tried to compare her, or he tried to find someone better to connect with models, to connect with women who are beautiful, who are, you know, who have millions of followers. It make her very depressed. It make her almost ready to commit suicide. This story inspired me to write a book chapter, which was, I got invitation from one publisher to write a book chapter and to keep this topic, to talk with women. What is the problem? From one side, we have, let me focus on Instagram. From one side, we have a beautiful picture. We try, or social media try, help me to answer this question, to create a picture of beautiful woman who is slim, who looks amazing always, who, like I said, has many followers. Everyone loves her, but real life is completely different. Not all women are so beautiful, and it's not their fault. And another question, what does it mean to beautiful? Is beautiful is this just look, or the beautiful is something what you have inside, you can offer to world, you can offer to your family, or you can build something, you can build fantastic family connection, fantastic people, you can do something for others. So we create in social media, we create or some businesses, because it is massive business, create a picture of beautiful woman. Behind this picture which we see, behind those million followers, there are filters, there are applications which can change your body as much as you can. They can make you slimmer, they can make you beautiful, they can add you pink, blonde hair, doesn't matter what you want, yeah? And people, even if they know, we all know that's most of stuff it's fake, yeah, they still have somewhere behind these beliefs that it's a real person. I had very many conversations with women and with men, and I asked men, tell me why, what is so exciting, commending those women, leaving woman who's ready to do everything for you, who is looking after you, who is looking after family, for girls who is made by filters. And I got many answers, but they were very similar. Like, you know, it's very exciting when woman like her, she answered my comment, like she noticed me, like she's talking to me. I feel like she's my friend. I said, okay. So I said, you know that you as a person, you are no, sorry, I was really honest. I said, she as a person with 1 million followers, she even notice you, you know, that behind this profile sometimes, because it's true, it's business where many people working and running her profile. This person who's in the picture, sometimes she even doesn't know who comments her picture, because it's people who she hired to run her profile. But it's something that maybe women do the same. I don't know. I spoke with women, so I want to focus on my experience. That make men to go to the social media, and especially during pandemic when they're locked in their house, and they were to force work online. It was even worse, because normal life before pandemic was the two people going to work, they met in the evening and a routine, and then when they were forced to stay at home for so many days, months, they couldn't find a way to talk and to build this relationship which led them to to live together in one way and to build something beautiful, again, they were run sometimes one person from this relationship, sometimes both, to social media, to be in the world which they knew the part of this world is fake. No, every people are fake, yeah. Part of this world is fake, but it is like the world of dreams. I think I don't need to tell you who is Priyanka Chopra, but she many times, people are exciting of her. Beautiful woman for sure. She has achieved a lot. She proved that age doesn't matter, because she got married with younger men and they are happy. But let me give you an example. Yeah, she's talking about confidence. She's talking the beauty of woman's confidence, not about her look. But this woman has 7 plastic treatments, 7, to look like she looks. So what I want to say, before every, not before every picture, before most of profiles on Insta, it's completely different person. Social media in this aspect, of course, can help, because there are many dating platforms. The people meet, people got married, they are happy till now, yeah. But sometimes, again, people who meet through the dating platform, when they meet in real life, they can notice that that's completely different people. I have friends who have profile on dating website, and his friends who is very confident, he's answering his comments and messages. This is how it works. So what is my point? Social media, for sure, it's amazing solution for everything. Let me repeat again. We can learn, we can meet, we can connect. It is the customer platform, because as a customers buying different stuff, we can ask another people, users, about honest opinion about things, about service. It's important because you will not get honest opinion, honest review from advertising. So we can connect, we can ask people. For sure, we can find different information. We can read the book, we can listen to song, we can do everything. But we have to remember that behind the social media, or a part of the social media, it's real life. And social media, it's for sure can affect a relationship a lot. If people forget that this life in social media, it's not real. Those people, like I said to one person who I interviewed, because I'm also a radio presenter, I had many interviews, and I mentioned this topic on my broadcast. And I said, listen, imagine situation, yeah? If this person who you're talking to is so amazing, leave your wife today, message this person, I'm going to marry you, and live with her, and you will see what she will do for you next few days. And he said, she will not reply my message. I said, so why you give her more attention? Why you spend with her more time to get her attention than with woman who is doing everything for you? It is for sure in the psychological things why this life is going like that. But again, let me repeat, don't forget that we have real life, and we still, this connection person to person is very important. After pandemic, when we started to meet, it's completely different relationship, and it is what we should build, because we are real people, we are no robots. Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for expressing this side of social media. That is whereby you have explained us about how social media has impacted the relationships and what all wrong things do people get into through social media. And it was indeed an enlightening session. And we are really thankful that you accepted our invitation and you are here with us today. Thank you for the session, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And that is Miss Greshni Karyavasan from Colombo, Sri Lanka. Ma'am, are you there?
No, she's not around. She's not around. You can invite Queen Jessie. You can invite Queen Jessie,
Okay.
ma'am. Philippines.
Okay. Jessie ma'am is there? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now I would like to invite upon our
Queen
next
Jessie,
speaker,
ma'am.
that is Jessie Lenestera, ma'am, from Philippines. Ma'am, to you. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, yeah,
Jessie,
she's
Yes,
ma'am.
around.
yes,
Hello,
good
ma'am.
evening. Yes, hello,
Good evening.
everyone.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Sir Singh, and to the ladies here with us tonight. Thank you so much for inviting me here for this. First, I would like to introduce myself. I am Jesselyn from Philippines, and I studied the international hospitality management, major in hotel management, restaurant and international tourism. I studied law, and I am the chairwoman of the International Human Rights Commission in Philippines, and I am a businesswoman. I tend to speak for society, business, economy, law, and of course, entrepreneur and business young people most of the time. And presently, I am busy working also with the environmental filming and some of the educational movies because, it is not in my dream that I will going to make a movie in my entire life. It is not part of my profession because I studied I studied really under the College of Business and Accountancy, but because of my advocacies, I try to engage this activity to give more and informative movies to the social media, especially to the environment and to the business, because business is a big factor that makes our economy still alive. So it is very important how to play this role as being part of the social media game changer. This topic is, the way of the world. It is a part of like connecting us, almost anyone, everybody of us, everywhere and anytime. And in business world, it is 71% of social media consumers are purchasing through social media referrals and everything. So it is very useful. And also in social media, we do the advertising marketing. We use our social media very productive that will give an information and make it worthy to use. And of course, it is a big business platform for us as an entrepreneurs. It is a big media platforms that uh, what else could what there is no other platform that could help us, especially today that we are facing COVID. This is the only solution that makes our business alive. We tend to help, especially right now. We are very recently we are very committed with the UN Women and the business principles of the women empowerment. Because aside from being the International Human Rights Commission chairwoman, I am also busy as the president, the CEO and founder of the Women Empowerment. And this is one of the business principles applied from the United Nations UN Women. So this activity, we are teaching girls inside our companies that I am engaged with. Inside in our first phase, we teach those little girls and teach them to be a good leader, a good entrepreneurs, and this self development technique. So that is very important because aside from that, we also do the International Youth Society mentoring. I teach health and fitness. I am an advocate of health and wellness and some natural medicine, natural uh, education, and that is really a great thing also for as a woman. Uh, the only thing that you will going to consider is you have to be honest and you have to be practical and you have to be realist in whatever what we are facing right now. Example, let's start from the basic inside our home. We have this social media for our children. It is a useful tool for education and for information and the communication. But we have to be responsible of using it because we are the one who created it. We don't we lose, yes, it has in disadvantages that we loses the human touch, the human connection, it loses, but still on the other side it helps us connect, still continue despite of the challenges of COVID. Everything in the social media, in the internet is so dangerous, and that's really true. But the fact is, as outside from the social media, there is also dangerous world, so it is can both, you yourself only can control and can manipulate the things that you are doing. It's all start with you. It is start from you yourself, you versus you and yourself. Because as an entrepreneur, I was recently giving some my advice with some youth in India, the one institution of business and colleges there, and I speak for them about the solution of how the young entrepreneurs will going to survive. As aside from young entrepreneurs, this is also good for the house working mom, because it is not necessary that because of COVID you cannot go to work. So everything is on the home. It's home based. Mother, working moms is bring the work to their office to the home. So it is bringing back to the basic, and that is what COVID helps us realize. That is the positive thing there. That it tries to connect the inner pace, the internal colleagues within your family, but it loses your internal relationship with your work, with your business, with everything that you have. And the one thing that inspires me to speak with those youth is, it helps us realize to give more time to be related to our environment, because it is where we came from, the resources of our living. Not everything about innovation and digital, we're in digital generation, not everything here is useful. So the thing there is, we have to educate the youth, the children, especially the little ones, that they have to be responsible of using social media, and that is very important for the parents to teach them as well, to guide them. That's really true. And one thing, the one thing that mentioned by Miss Gumela, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That there is a news in the Philippines that there is a fake. He's a male, and it was being published by the Philippines, and that's true. I have seen that news, so that's why I am very aware of teaching also this youth that they have to be aware of looking of what is real and what is not in the social media. So yes,
Exactly.
that's it. That's what my word for tonight. Thank you so much, sir, for having me here from Philippines. Thank you.
Mita ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this. And like you have, Indrabhuvan sir, you have selected such good speakers. We are getting to know different aspects of social media. One was from the perspective of a teacher, one from the perspective of teacher and parents, then one was from the perspective of relationships, and this particular session was from the perspective of entrepreneurs. And definitely, like as business has suffered so much during this particular time, definitely social media has helped us to find out new ways of coming up with business and connecting with the customers. So thank you, ma'am, for this session. And now we move on to our question and answer session. So do we have Vilima ma'am here with us? Vilima ma'am, are you there?
She will join after some time. She's not around right now. She's gone for class.
Okay, so my question is for Akansha Aneja ma'am. Ma'am, are you there? Akansha ma'am? Hello?
Yes, she's around, I think so.
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Okay, Akansha ma'am, there's a question for you. The question
Yes,
is like,
ma'am.
ma'am, you have explained social media from the perspective of teachers as well as the parents. So, ma'am, definitely when the teachers had to shift from this regular mode of teaching to online teaching, there were various challenges, and these challenges are still there. So, what are the prominent challenges according to you?
Okay, the very first challenge which I felt, which I saw in my staff, for which we also took meetings. It was very difficult for Hindi teachers, craft teachers, and various optional subject teachers to start with Zoom or Google or Microsoft, and accumulate data for children. So it was very difficult for them to communicate on this platform. This was the first thing that I felt was really difficult for teachers to, get very prompt on online apps and getting indulged and checking the sheets. Developing of Google form was another challenge for few teachers, because we all know Hindi typing was very difficult. But when it came to when the Google forms were made, when the questions were there, it was really a challenging job. I myself tried making Hindi papers then, because I was the support staff for my Hindi teachers and optional teachers. Plus, one more thing which I felt was very prominent was that touch with the students. Teachers who had a wonderful touch with the students when they were meeting physically, whom they used to talk and make them do the work and make them explain how the task has to be done. Now on
तो
this
यहीं पे खिला रही
online
हूँ, पहले तो
platform,
पढ़ाऊंगी ना,
this was a challenge.
यहीं पे ले आया था,
This
मैं
was
नहीं
a
पढ़ा
very
सकती
big
हूँ तेरे को।
challenge, that they had to communicate how the things have to be done, how the things have to be taken up on online mode, when students they are not responding and you're trying to call them, they're not connecting. So that was another challenge. So these three things I feel were the biggest thing that happened, have to be a challenge in this kind of a scenario.
Meeta ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Ma'am, please
Meeta ma'am.
unmute yourself.
Sorry. Ma'am, you have explained it very well, ma'am. And these are the major challenges that every teacher must be facing. And definitely, teachers are also working equally hard to overcome these challenges. Ma'am, can I just have one more question?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
And one of our speakers had spoken about relationships, the impact of social media on relationships. Now, what are your views on
Yes,
this?
ma'am.
Ma'am, like we do not pay attention to the person who is sitting next to us. We are more busy updating our status or just checking the like what all people are doing through our social media network, rather than paying attention to our family or our parents or our friends. So, ma'am, any comments on this?
De-
The
Definitely,
social
ma'am,
media
definitely.
addiction of social media, I would term it as.
Yeah, definitely I would to speak about this, as I also, when I was when I was just saying at the end, I said that emphasizing factor is social media, social networking. This has to be very much we need to keep in our mind that this is different and real life is different. What we have done is we have stopped talking to our parents. We have no time for our own children. And I believe children is someone, the out of love they are created. And once they are created and we are not, we don't understand our responsibility and we try to get rid of them, and we start indulging ourselves onto these social networking sites and joining various groups and getting engaged with people online. So basically, if I talk about these things, the networking sites, to an extent, they're very good. Just to keep a track. For me, like it is just a birthday track of people. The Facebook, I'm very thankful for. It tells me whose birthday is on which date. So I keep updating myself and I keep wishing them birthday. But I don't wish. Probably it is, yes, it is the way of social media which is helping me out. But I don't wish them by just a message. I do call them. So The point is, where do I prioritize? Where do I have to keep things? People who are in front of us, if we don't value them, these media things would never help us. They are just showing us things. They cannot stand in support. If I am emotionally traumatized, my mother, my father, my husband, my child will come and, ask me. No one on the social media, until and unless I reveal that I have so and so problem and that's why I was suffering from something, they will tell. And plus on social media, it's been observed since the start of COVID-19, everybody is very happy. Everybody goes to Goa, everybody goes to Malaysia, they have fun and they enjoy. And then if we talk about the negative side, if somebody puts any generalized quotation, it is felt as if they have that mindset. So, the very dicey thing is there. We cannot imagine which kind of a character is putting up what. So it is very confusing on social media. Rather than, trusting on social media, one should concentrate on building up real life relationships. Mom, dad, these are the pillars of our life. We need to focus on these pillars rather than social media, which maybe after logging out once or after, considering or putting off our account, they will never come back to us. So this is my viewpoint, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. You are explaining all the questions in a very nice way. Thank you, ma'am. Do we have Jessie, ma'am, here with us?
Yeah, she's around.
She's there.
Yeah, she's around.
Jessie, ma'am, there's a question for you. As you have focused upon the entrepreneurial aspect of social media, so ma'am, like one thing that all of us have been talking about, and to a certain extent we've been seeing also, that this particular this COVID-19 has had a deep impact on the tourism industry. So what are your views regarding revival of the people who are involved in this industry? Jessie, ma'am?
Ma'am, unmute yourself. JC ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am, unmute yourself. You are muted. JC ma'am?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Dr.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Sorry, can you come again?
Mita ma'am, please repeat the question. Huh? Mita ma'am.
Yeah, my internet is not good, so I'm sorry for not hearing that because
It's okay, no problem. Mita ma'am, can you repeat the question, please?
yeah, there is a feedback. The feedback of the voice, it's so is it good now? I'm glad to meet Miss Bugumila. It's hard for me really to pronounce your.
You can call me Mila. You know, when I came here, no one could pronounce my name. Just call me Mila. I love this shorter version. And nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Sir Singh.
I think we should keep this connection and in social media.
Yeah, of course. Actually, I have a lot of topics more to share to you guys. You know, very broad. Yeah.
Mita ma'am, are you audible? Mita ma'am.
Yeah, the internet really is not good. Your face, your video is
Even I'm having some issues with the internet over here.
Meeta ma'am, can you
Yes,
hear
sir.
me?
Sir. Yes, sir, I'm there, sir. I'm listening to you.
Please, can you ask again the question to Jessie ma'am? Actually,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
can you repeat the
Ma'am,
question?
like you have Jessie, ma'am, like you. Am I audible to you, ma'am? Hello.
yes,
Hello.
yes, I can hear
Yes,
you,
we can
ma'am.
hear you.
Jessie, ma'am, I just wanted your views on the impact of COVID on the tourism industry. Like there are so many people who have been who are having their startups on related to tourism or something or the other field related to this. So this particular pandemic has definitely affected this particular sector. So what are your views regarding this, regarding the revival of this tourism sector?
Yeah, regarding with
Yes,
the
ma'am.
revival.
The
Yeah,
revival
revival.
of the tourism sector. Do you think we people are going to travel again like they used to do before and post a picture and motivate others to travel and that can be a reason for others to make money?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like what I've said earlier,
Yes, so that was my question, ma'am.
yeah, actually, social media really is a great solution for business women and businessmen in the new normal because we bring the business inside our home and we make it work also. The same time is we are utilizing social media very useful and effective with the within the home-based business. We earn money and we do the social media advertising, like what I've said earlier in the social media marketing, especially right now that we're in COVID. We really make social media a productive tools for advertising and earn while at home. That's what we are teaching. We have this group talk inside our company, some of the group talk from different OFWs, different people, different Filipino workers outside abroad, to cater their concern. Aside from catering their concern, we also provide them business which they can bring at home for to change their lifestyle because this is the problem in most of our educational system. We are being established, being sent to school to be educated and to get job. That's the problem there. But we don't think of another solution for providing some educational system that instill the mind of the youth to be a business person, to be an entrepreneur himself, herself, bringing the business inside home and being productive, learning using social media inside your home, aside from teaching the youth to go to work. That's the problem. There should be a bigger institution that teaching these young people and children to start business inside home instead of getting a job and go out somewhere, because we are now in different new normals that everything, the communication, the lifestyle, we put it on the social media, and what's going on in our community, in our country, we communicate it through social media. It is very useful, you see. But like what I've said, there is also a disadvantages, especially the youth, especially the young people. Those are needed to be guided. They need guidance from the parents, and one thing that as an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, the big factor of earning, aside from that, is uh, we have to teach this youth to be present. According for them to be successful, I really want to teach them that they have to remember themselves to be present. Because it is not always a good thing that they are doing business in front of this social media all the time. They have to give time to go to the gym, to get in touch with the activities, with the events, with their family, with their peers. not all, it should be, there should be a discipline, like what I did when I was a when I was there, when my three girls were little girls. I what I what I did was I do the hands-on teaching at home, and I give time for them to touch the mobile only during classes. That's the solution, aside during class hours. And that time, the remaining time of the day should be the time of, there is a time of keeping your toys, your stuffs organized, because I am an organizer. I am very different. I am a mom. I am stage mom, and I am an organizer. I want my girls to get organized all the time, and that's the reason why they always excel in school. They always excel in school. They are in the top rank in their school, and they have this discipline. What the culture in Filipino culture, we cater, really, we are family oriented. That's the Filipino culture. We tend to take care of our elders. We are not into cutting off the human touch. Filipino are very expressive, hospitable, and caring. That's why, if you observe, most of the caregivers sent in UK, in Europe, in USA are from Philippines, because the natural, yes, the natural uh
Caretaker.
food is of a Filipina is really very hospitable. We are caring. And the one thing that I've learned from my children when I discipline them of handling this, they will realize that there are time for everything, for eating, time for playing, so that you can also protect their eyes, their physical, from too much radiation, you know, the energy that it gives to the house with the physical touch is different. That's the main thing there. So the last time I speak about the 5 pillars of our society, about women, about a mother inside a home, starting from the basic, that's true. That's what's happening in reality as a mother. The home is not a home without a woman. It is a mother who will going to build a home, teaching the new normal to the children. From business, from in every area of your life, you have to be present, and you have to raise awareness for your kids, how they manage. They were not totally manipulated by the technology, by that gadgets, by that new normal that they are in right now. Because in the coming years, believe me, it is more very dangerous when they are facing each other, but they are not totally talking physically, touching physically. We forgot to make this real human connection with each other, because we are busy. So right now in Forbes, in New York Business Council, I have read that they have this top 5 solution for the best entrepreneurs. Five Top 5 of that is, you have to be present. Successful mother and entrepreneurs really do have the character and competencies, that they have this values and attitude and character, that they have to be present while doing your business. You can do both business, home. You can do your career. You can do your peers club. You can organize it. That's just all from you. How to be a good organizer in your life. Actually, I cannot, due to the demand of my work, I cannot do it touching my children right now physically. My 3 girls, because they are far from me, and I have to fly, get to the region, other region, to my kids. But it is not hard for me, because when I left the job, they were all already big girls. Big girls, they're big girls. They're 16, and they're all totally grown up. They already understand the world around them. So I am just talking to their guardians, telling them that this is for their future, and that is part also of getting in touch with them as a mother. So that's it. That's the very essential sharing that I can give you tonight. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You have not only emphasized on how can we improvise ourselves as an entrepreneur, but even how to be a good mother as well. And like through your examples, you've explained it so well. My last question is to Bogomila ma'am. Ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, ma'am. Like as your talk was it focused upon relationships, and it definitely speaks about on how important, like how important the relationship for you, not only for you but for all of us. So, madam, can you just give us some tips on how can we improve our relationships through social media? Like, if we just consider the good aspects of social media, how can it be used to improvise relationships? Negative is something that everybody talks about.
To be honest,
How
I'm
can
not
we
sure.
improve our relationships through social media?
To be honest, I'm not
Some
sure
tips.
if you can improve, if we need social media to improve relationship. So I don't think so. If we need, we didn't have social media, and like Madam Queen she said, we had we need this contact, uh, this contact face to face, and it is the way for me personally. After thousands conversation with different women from different culture, the building relationship is not in social media. Building relationship is a part of social media. Social media we can use to many different reasons. Social media can help us with our work, to build our business, to build connection with different businesses, to connect with people around the world. But it depends, of course, what kind of relationship you are talking with, because someone will tell me in the minute that, okay, I am on dating application and I found a partner somewhere, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's different story. It's not building a relationship. It is connecting with person who is completely different. To connect with someone and to start to get to know each other. It's completely different. But building a relationship or keeping a relationship on the way we want to have, if we want to have, it is different question. Where we have trust, we build each other every day, because building each other for me, it is the looking after children. If you have children, you having children, spending time together, planning time together, growing each other in any way. It's no social media is no platform to do it, because like I said, we are no robots. We are people who have feelings. We need to spend time each other. We should know each other. We should do things together. Social media we can use to do something together, but for sure no to build relationship. And it is, it's not like someone we create something and it's for everything. We need to keep balance. It is like, I like to compare things. It's like you are going to McDonald's,
रवि
yeah.
सर आईटी लैब के लिए भी बोल दीजिए 4,000 लगा दीजिए
It is like you are going to McDonald's and everyone are exciting of food in McDonald's. Yeah? So you have chips, everyone loves Coke and everyone going there. Yeah? But no one is telling people that you will get fat, it's not healthy. And of course, it's very nice to get the food and chips because we love, but we have to keep balance. We have to know that it's McDonald's, it's not place to feed whole family there. It's completely different. It's not make to bring family every day. It's not your kitchen. Yeah, so the same with relationship. If social media we create and we use social media, doesn't mean that we can use social media in every part of our life. We can't do everything online. Thank you.
Yes, I have something to share about it also. I want to add that.
Please share, ma'am. Please share.
This is a personal experience. One thing I want to share also, you have to be aware of. I am a single mom. I have three big girls. They're big girls now. They're 16, 15, and 14. They're taller than me. And I am single mom. I am not married because I got separated 13 years ago with her dad. And I am not married. Now, the thing is, I have this at least more than 10 marriage proposal in social media, and that's I was trying to figure it out why they were keep on asking marriage in social media. And what I told them, sir, admiring and liking a woman, but it shouldn't be that way that you're going to ask marriage proposal in social media. That is not really good as a woman for me, because you cannot feel the sincerity. There is no, I need the human touch for that, because when you speak about marriage, it's not a joke. It's not a joke that it is sacred, something like very, very, very important, getting into making a family, and bringing the woman to the church. You want to marry her, and then you ask the marriage proposal in social media. So I am an educator. I teach them. I said, sir, is that what do you feel? What satisfies you to ask a woman to marry you through social media? Because there are travel restriction. They cannot come to Philippines, and some of them. But I am not criticizing them. I am just sharing this because the logic is when men should be aware. Most of men should be aware that they shouldn't apply that through social media. I don't know, because Sir Singh is the only man here in the Zoom. I don't know if the
He's so quiet.
yeah, because I am not close in any relationship. I have engagement. I have one. I don't close my door to my suitors. He is one of the judge in India. He's very influential man. He's a businessman in India. He has a big name in India. He own a media company and everything. I know it is not good, but sometimes it is very intimidating to their side also, that I really speak the truth. I am very honest. And I tell them, I didn't say no. I didn't say also yes. But the first thing that the man will approach you, it's not a good thing really for me to answer for marriage. I'm sorry. If you will agree with me, So I think it is tightening the relationship as a whole in your family. But courting or asking a marriage, I think social media is not.
No, maybe he asked someone to do it, like his secretary, like, book meeting today, ask this girl if she will marry me.
Is it a proposal? Oh my gosh, I said, oh my
I
genie,
think,
what?
ma'am, you are getting these proposals maybe because people are. You don't look like a mother of three big girls. So, and as far as proposing for a marriage is concerned, ma'am, if we did not have this social media platforms or even these meeting platforms, I don't think we would have also got connected with each other. So I look forward to this particular webinar and this association with so many wonderful people as an association forever, right?
Yes,
Hello?
true. True,
Yes,
that's true.
ma'am.
That
And ma'am,
yes,
I'm
yes,
really impressed with your honesty that you have expressed it so well, that you are a single mother and you are raising three big girls. And
yes.
this kind of honesty is something that is very rare to be seen in our country because the social norms are such. But if you are expressing it, accepting it on such a platform, hats off to you for the same. Now, sir, I hope you are there. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah, I can
sir.
hear
So
you.
please propose a vote of thanks.
Yeah. I'm audible.
Yes, sir, very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Woman
First of all,
giving
thank
you
you.
voice.
Yeah,
Now
thank
we
you.
let you talk.
First of all, thank you so much to my all eminent guest speakers for their wonderful, informative, information sharing with our audience. If I would like to, put in a very simpler way so that I can summarize all the bullet points of this webinar to our audience. I will start with the Vilma ma'am. She said very nicely, no, the lack of physical touch because of this current pandemic situation. Yes, of course, this social media trend has increased. Use of online media has been increased. All this seminar is replaced by webinars. What we are doing today, all the meetings has been shifted to Zoom, Skype. It's true. This social media time has been increased, but same time the physical touch has been decreased. So that is one area where, I feel, we should focus on it. Yeah, because of this pandemic and all these safety measures, we should have some restrictions. But when, by God grace, when the things will go normal, when you come into our normal, situation, then we should encourage this kind of physical touch. Physical touch means our physical meeting with the students and teachers, with the business meetings, with the seminars. So of course, this physical touch is highly needed to understand the more things in more detail. So which I taken this point from Bilwa ma'am from Brazil. As for Bogumila ma'am from London, as she is influencer, model, actress, and great personality. Doing,
Thank you.
I saw her some, I saw her some photo shoot of this Garba also. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I think so.
Second night after Garba. Second night after Garba. Yeah.
So,
Seven left.
yeah, it's fantastic. It's amazing,
Thank
Bogumila
you.
ma'am. And I really appreciate, I really appreciate your, honesty and your openness. You're very, very vocal and you talk straightforward. This social media, it's a very important weapon, I can say. It's a very, very important tool.
Hmm.
So we should be alert and careful in using this tool. And you should use this wisely. Open your eyes, open your ears, because whatever things are coming on social media platforms, it does not mean that all information should be true. We should do our R&D. We should do our due diligence. We should do some kind of homework. Like Madam was telling, Jessie ma'am, she was getting marriage proposal from some people from all across the world.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think, I mean, what I meant was it's not wrong to approach the woman for that, but I think making it for real or something like the woman can feel sincerity, the sincerity of marriage. It's really different because different country from Asia, from Asian countries, we have different tradition and values. In Filipino culture, the man in our culture has to go to the house of a woman. So we are very specific with the culture, with the whole family. The whole family should see the man that being sincere to that woman and get the woman from the family side. That's the reason why I have my three girls and I have a broken relationship. That's why I'm very specific with the social media relationship because I am arranged. I was being arranged because the culture in Filipino, the woman shouldn't say no. When you are a good woman, you cannot say no to your parents. Yes, good. That is the culture. If they want you to, when you get into 18 years old, you have to marry that man. For you to be able to carry the the last will and testament. that's the culture of Filipino. So that's the big issue. But now, because I have my own mind, I can decide for my own, and I have overcome all the challenges and difficulties as a single mom when I was that little 18 years old. Because 18 years old, I have 19, I have my first girl, and they grown up very responsible. It's not a big thing that they don't have a whole family, like totally we are married. I married to their dad, because I am also a victim of violence. Yes, I am
Yeah,
a victim of violence. And
Jesse
that
ma'am.
the social media is a very important thing. Because of social media, I was able to discover that he has 8 wives.
So
Yeah.
what I'm trying.
Yes, and through social media, after 6 years of our separation, I was able to discover his wife from Brazil, his wife from Ecuador, his wife from South America, in the US, because he is a sailor. Yeah, he's a sailor. So social media has a great, aside from being a chairwoman of the human rights, it is an advantage because you're a lawyer. You are strong to speak for your rights as a woman. But social media is a very big thing that can help me discover, because when I studied, educate myself, do the investigating, I handle cases of child abuse, prostitution, and all the negative cases about girls and women. Yes, I am very active in that in my country. I have punched a lot of police officer because of that. So I'll discover this. This tools really helps me a lot to connect to the headquarters from the Switzerland to the Geneva to the New York. It's very tough job
Yeah,
to be a woman, because not all women are accepted to lead in human rights. And it is very lucky that I have a very loving father. I consider him as a father. He's the president in the Philippines right now. That is why he is accepting human rights in my country, because he sees that I am very, very positive in handling my position. He sees me definitely how I walk my talk. He is the only president that go in the middle of the war. Among those presidents in the previous history of Philippines, he is the only president right now that go in the middle of war in Marawi, in those Islam and Muslim Filipino in Marawi. That is why I really fight for my president right now. He's very good president, and he is my father. He considered me as a daughter, and he's been able to accept human rights, because the first thing in his position, when I was not um talking to him about human rights, he is very close. He's still away the UN, the United Nations in Philippines. He kicked it off. All the UN military, he kicked it off because there's no respect in Philippines. He said like this, like that. And after that, I introduced it because I just started the human rights when I was a chairwoman, when I was that was 2018. But I am an ambassador of human rights since 2014. But I am not that active because I am into sports. I am a marathoner. I am an athlete. I am the lady title holder of cyclist marathon duathlon in my province. Yes, and because of that experiences, maybe the president seen that, yeah, this woman has the character of walking his talk. So I left everything behind. I left my home. I left my profession to do my mission to help the girls, because that time we cleaned the Boracay. We clean all the prostitution. We clean the prostitution in Boracay, because that's from the international law. That Boracay is one of the top 7 tourist spot in the world, and it was being news in the New York, USA that time, in the international law, that it is being billed as the nest of prostitution. So me, as a villain near in Boracay Island. I help. I do help. I do. There is a lot of terrorists there. I also bring my gun, my long gun. I was able to fight with those because they are harming the community. They throw us bomb. This improvised bomb they throw on us, and I have the security. I have the Philippine police with me. I have all the officials because my uncle is a general in PNP in Visayas. So I have the authority. I really utilize my resources to take everything in place. Because if I will not do it, there shouldn't be visible woman. No woman in that place. No woman. They said that only men can do that. There's like, and then they will going to judge you. It's not so easy to hold the women empowerment. People will judge you. People will criticize you. Will say that, oh, Jessie, you are a male because you are that strong. Because I am an athlete. I do the marathon. I beat even some men youth there. They cannot beat me for that title of doing the cycling and both marathon. They cannot beat Jessie in that area. So you are being judged by the society. You're being judged that, oh, you are not a female. Oh, I did not give them the right to give me my identification, my identity, my sexuality, my gender as a woman. No, that's the problem there. And that I do not allow them to speak that way to me. So they say that, oh, they are so intimidated. They think that, oh, Jessie, it's hard for them to talk to me, to approach me, because they seem that I am that tough because I have that kind of job. I toasted men out in the bars. I put criminal inside in the bars. I even take off higher official in my country to do the crime, the corruption, and everything was engaged in drugs activity, drugs dealing. I do with all the authorities. Right now, they're very threatened. This is the first time that the head of the national department in my country was being threatened by a woman, a 30 years old woman. I started this campaign when I was 29 years old. I became the chairwoman of the human rights. I am an ambassador when I was 22. And being a 30 years old, handling, giving orders to all the national leaders right now, that is not an easy job. That is not an easy job. And that is the thing there that I want to give it, to educate the youth, that they have to believe in themselves. Being a CEO, it's not really that easy. You have to instill it. You have to build it yourself. That once you make a stand, making that decision, you have to teach them that they don't have to quiver. They don't have to shake. They don't have to. They have to be accountable. They have to speak up their rights. Because I believe that everybody is equal. We're all equal. That is gender equality. And I really want to give that information to all the CEOs. I engage in different industries, and I am very happy right now. Through social media, I was able to make a film for education. And that is why really I need your help, guys, for that environmental film, for the mental educational film that we are planning right now. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jessie ma'am, for a wonderful, insight. I just want to, highlight something here regarding the culture, tradition, and and this honesty. This Philippines and India, they have a quite similar culture. Okay, even if I'm not wrong, I'm coming from India, and India is a one beautiful country in the world. Those are famous for their values, for their integrity, for their decency, and for their honesty. Okay. Now, I don't know. See, good people, bad people everywhere. Good people, bad people, it doesn't resembles to any country. Okay. Bad people can found in India also. Bad people can found in Philippines also. Bad people can found in UK also. It depends on their individual perception. Okay. If there, suppose in this whole webinar, I am the only male and Mr. Makhanji, okay? And you are, I mean, he was just, Bogumila ma'am, just trying to pull my leg, okay? When somebody was, proposed you on social media. It's a vice versa. Jessie ma'am, it's not like that. I'm not receiving the, messages. I like you. I appreciate your, kindness. I appreciate your smile. Many, many things on Instagram, Facebook. And I'm always sharing with my wife. Somebody and I'm telling her, today one lady is sending this message. I used to show her. So it depends on your transparency. How much you are loyal to your wife. How much you are credible to your life partner. For me, I am coming from India and I love my family. I love my wife. I love my children. And nobody can deviate me. No girls can deviate me. In social media, even every day I'm getting messages. I like your webinar. I love you. I appreciate you. I want to marry you. You will get it. Because this world is free. So what we should do, you should ignore. If we are getting such messages, I'm ignoring it. Either block it. I'm blocking the particular this either domain or identity. So it depends on individual perception how you taking the people. And at the end of the day, you should be honest to your family and you should love your family. That is the basic ethics of any humanity or any relationship. And it all relationship depends on your openness, on your transparency. If you are transparent to yourself, if you are transparent to your partner or your business partner, then things can go more forward. Then you can be successful. It all depends on perception. It all depends on values. Let me show you my family. I'm always this is my office. This is my beautiful family. Okay. One wife, one daughter, one son. So I'm always close to my family and I always love them. And people should always appreciate what they have in their hand. Okay. And then they can successful in their life. And as Akansha ji said very well, I would like to take her point. You should have real-time relationship and we should have checkpost. We should have a checklist and there should be proper balancing of EQ and IQ. Now the time has come for the proper balancing because life is very, very, fast. Nobody has a time. Everybody is busy. Parents are busy. Children are busy. They don't have time. But what we need to understand each other, comfort zone. We have to come and think for others. So EQ and IQ. If you understand the dynamics, if you understand the balancing, your life will be amazing. You will not get any kind of problem. Your children will be happy. As a parent, you will be happy. So you should understand each other. So that is what I feel. And this social media, that is the best platform. You have to use it very, very nicely and very wisely. Because as I said you, it can make you, it can break you. Everything, every coin has two sides, positive and negative. So it depends on you, which sides you want to take. Like social media is getting momentum from last 2 and 3 years because of the pandemic. Earlier, the television was there, TV was there, movies was there. So it's not like that we are not going to watch the movies and everything. We wish to, but what is the need? We always keeping checklist and checkpost where we should stop. Everything has a boundary. Everything has a demarcation. And in English, there is a very famous proverb, access is always prohibited. Access is always prohibited. In Sanskrit, you call it ati sarvatra varjyet. ज्यादा किसी का भी अच्छा नहीं होता है. So we have those kind of vibes inside us, and we should respect for humanity and we should respect for each other. Let's have a good lesson in our day-to-day life, and we have to take care of each other. I think so. It was very informative session and fantastic session. Once again, thanks to all of my eminent speakers, Bogumila ma'am from London, Jessie ma'am from Philippines, Akansha ma'am from India, and Vilma ma'am from Brazil. So it's a really hats off to all of my speakers. Amazing session, informative session, and stay healthy and blessed, and have a nice weekend. And next time we'll come with a new proposal, with a new subject line, with new theme. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nice.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.